Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Hope all is well. And I hope that you guys have the ones that was in the path of the hurricane in your prayers. First of all, let's do that because that could have been us. That could have been our city, our state. And we could have been the ones that was in the midst, in the path of all of that storm, hurricane category, four category hurricane. So anyway, we want to make sure that we first acknowledge that. And we're grateful to be unscathed and unhurt. And still, for those that are in the path, we are praying for you too as well. So I'm coming in here this morning and talk to you about building a business. Now, I keep talking about this, and I have talked about this in the past about business planning. Everybody need a business plan. Everyone needs a business plan for those that are starting a business. Okay, so we can't neglect that. All right, pull my microphone closer to me here. And okay, there we go. Now, but I want to talk to you about a few things that you must understand and you must do when you are building a business. I keep forgetting this. I just like to just go and get right to the point. I'm Sandy for those that are new here and you never heard me before. I am a business strategist, and what I do is I help you start your business and I help you grow your business, and I help you to put systems to your business, and I help you what is systems? I help you to create that back end so where you can fire off and you can make money repeatedly over and over and over and over again. And then I come up with ideas for your business, come up with other products that can help you to monetize that business a little bit extensively, like I do my own. Okay, so I've been a business owner. I'm not teaching business. I've been in the business for over been doing coaching for, I guess, over 15, 16 years, because I started around 2006. So that makes sense a lot. Then that's when I first started my business. Well, one of my businesses back then. And then I was in school, business, going to school for business administration at the same time. But I already had the knowledge of business before I started going to school. But anyway, so that refined me and helped, to help me to know the more deeper terminology, and not only terminology but more deeper into the business that I was the business world that I was getting ready to embark on. So I enjoyed coaching one-on-one, but I don't really do that as much now. And what I do now is I help you to kind of like just launch your businesses if I'm going to work with you one-on-one. But I do have courses and classes. So if there's anything specifically that you ever need from me for as a class, let me know. And if I don't have it, we can talk about getting it created for you. And that may be a need that some of you may have. So what I'm in the business of doing is solving problems. And a lot of times if you have problems in businesses to solve, and if it's in my area of expertise, then I will be delighted to create something for you. Now, back to what I was going to say about building a business. A lot of you know the beginning stage, I guess I would say the foundation of a business and how to create one and things like that. First thing, for instance, like, forming your LLC, creating your EIN number, and getting little things done, to get you started, to get you prepared. Because you, along the way, let me tell you, you want to build credit. You want to build business credit. You want to make sure your personal credit is together. Those things are not excluded from you being a business owner. Okay. Don't ever think that you're supposed to be in business or you be in business without doing those things, especially like building your business credit and establishing that. Now, and also creating your DUNS number and making sure that you have your license for your particular area, city or state, or whatever the case may be. Now, with the business entities, those can be of your choice. Business entities such as C Corporation, S Corporation, LLC, or general partnership, or either a limited partnership. That's where you and another person or a group of people who mostly do the limited partnership are physicians, doctors, dentists, and things like that. Maybe an accounting firm, someone like that. And also, if you're not in a brick and mortar, I'm just touching over some of the things that I think that that you need to know, that is a foundation and it's a must. And if you are not in a brick and mortar, you want to find out what's a virtual, location for your business, because this is all important. This is almost getting you, I would say, business ready, ready to be in business. And also, if you are in a physical location, making sure that you got a good lease, finding out your terms of that lease, finding out the ins and out of it, you finding out what you can do and what you can't do. A lot of people are in the Airbnb now. You need to be specific and know what you can do in that lease, and find out whether you can have that facility as an Airbnb, those kind of things, at least. So this stuff that you need to know. You need to know the basics about business when it comes down to dealing with things like this. Then you need to know about banking. How are you going to bank? What requires your business to be legit, and meaning you need to have a business bank account off the top. If you're going to start having funds, accepting payments for your business after you've set it up, you need to make sure that you have a business bank account. And also, what is a good thing to have, and it may not be used as much? A website. And when I say it may not be used as much, because you may have a funnel. You may have a funnel list somewhere that a person go through the process of being a customer of yours. First, you may give them something free. Then you may give them something, you may on the back end sell them a item at a minimum cost. Then you may nurture them with a few contact, whether they text you or whether they email you or you email them, and you keep in contact with them. So that's why I say that the website can be minimally used, but at the same time, once you have that established, that's your stamp of approval, and almost in a sense that you are a legitimate business. So when you're going out, you may not want to start borrowing money right off the top at a large amount, but as you grow, you want to have your presence known, and you want to have a website to give people basic information there too, and then they can go and research, and if they can find out what's going on with your business, whether you're getting ready to do a conference, or whether you're going to speak somewhere, or whether you're putting on a conference, or any kind of workshop, or any of those sorts of things that you may be doing. People can go there and see what's going on with your business. So that's what you can use a website for if you feel like you don't need one. Next thing is, if of those that are going to be out here selling products, this is some great things that you need to know about getting your product, launching your product, having your product, in its full description, knowing where you're going to get your raw materials from to make the product, how you're going to price your product. Pricing your product is not looking and seeing what the person down the street is pricing their product for, and then you saying, well, I'll charge a little bit less. You need to know what you're going to spend to produce the product. Let's say, for instance, a product like me, I may create a course. That's a product. I may need to know. I need to know before I give you a price on how do I value my time. Number one, how also, how do I, what systems do I have? How am I going to produce this particular course to you? What systems am I going to need? What equipment am I going to need? What does it cost me every month to be able to have this equipment, so way my course or my class can run smoothly for you? And then you factor that into your costs, and you decide on and determine how many, what I want to sell, or how much money do I want to make from this particular project or course or whatever. And then you determine that by, what your fixed cost is for that particular project. And then you add or factor all of that in, and then you go from there, and then you determine your price for that particular product. Now, when it comes down to a service, or service is you You determine that by the value of your time. How do you value your time and what's involved in this service? What are the man hours that it's going to take to make this thing happen for somebody, for somebody that you're giving a service to? Just like in the beauty industry, when I would price my products when I was in my salon, I determined on how long it was going to take me to do a particular service, what was involved, what kind of tools or what products that I had to use, and what they cost me in order to be able to give this service and this, to this client, and my knowledge base on what's about the service that I was getting ready to give someone. So you understand what I'm saying? You're worth more than people tell you you're worth. You're the one to determine your value. It's up to them to determine what is the benefit or what is the value to them. What will it cost them if they don't get your service? You need to explain that to them. If something is $1,000 and if they can make $10,000, you know, if they get your one product, right? Guess what? If they don't get your product, what does that mean? It's costing them $9,000 if they don't get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to determine your value. What is your value of the person not even getting your service or whatever the case may be? So you have to determine that way. Okay. Alrighty. So now let's talk about equipment. Of if you having in coming up to the holidays and things like that, and some of you may have products that you're making and things like, just like for instance with me, I can give you my situation. For example, with my product line, I have to know what equipment that I will need, like the shipping, what my labels are going to cost, what's my my containers will cost, what will be the the whole shipping pricing, and how am I going to box this product to send to the customer? What will these particular items cost me to send one product off? All of that need to be included in you coming up with your own prices. No one can determine your worth but you when it comes down to your business. And in a sense, like I said, the customers can as well, but it's a little different. They got to understand what is worth to them in order to be able to purchase your service that is worthy to you. You get it? All righty. Hope I didn't tear that up. All righty. And the next thing is vendors. Vendors are very important too, because whether you're dealing with a vendor for equipment or whatever you have out here, it's going to be very important to know what vendors you're going to use. And then can you get along with the vendors? Meaning, are they going to treat you right? Are they going to have your best interests at heart? So a lot of times it takes that for you to understand about, it takes that for you to know whether this is going to be a long-term situation for you, or you're going to deal with this vendor and then they give you good product or whatever, and then something happen, or they go away, or they're not sustainable and they're not, morally ethical or whatever the case may be, and then you have to do something to adjust. So yeah. So anyway, now one more thing I do want to share with you, and then there will be a part two to this, is supplies. Supplies is going to be something that you're going to have to make sure that you, like I said about the equipment, the supplies is no different. It's the same thing. So you're going to have to make sure that you got those numbers and everything correctly with that. So now I'm going to stop right here, and we are going to talk some more later about some more things about business. But building your business is very important. So anyway, we're going to be able to do part two a little bit later. So I hope that this helps.